Zoom or FaceTime, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. Let us show you what Carriage Crossing is all about.
Stouts Building Services in Champaign is the local leader in epoxy flooring for commercial and industrial concrete floors. Perfect for the office, hallway, lobby, or warehouse. Factory floors, barns, training rooms, and more. Call Stouts Building Services today for all your interior epoxy needs.
WCIA3 News is available online anywhere, anytime. Stay up to date with the latest news, sports, and weather. Just visit WCIA.com. WCIA3, your local news leader.
The Viewers Club is on the news at 9 on X49. Don't miss your chance to win $100 with your Viewers Club card. Watch the news at 9 on X49 to win.
Well, wouldn't it be great if you could bottle up summer produce to enjoy all year long? Well, you can with canning. And maybe that's something your grandma or your mom and dad did. Well, why not give it a shot? Here to share tips in our CI kitchen, it's U of I Extension and Macon County's Extension educator, Caitlin Mellendorf. Hey, Caitlin, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, we're great now that you're here to visit with us. I think the last time we visited, it's been a while at the Farm Progress Show.
Yeah, I was thinking it's been quite a while, and so Farm Progress is over for 2 more years.
I know. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about food preservation. You all had some great classes in the works. Unfortunately, they're having to be postponed. But let's talk a little bit about the canning process.
So the classes that we're going to focus on are specifically for water bath cannings. There are 2 types of canning processes. One is boiling water, and so we have that large pot where we're able to put our jars in, add a lid, and boil for a certain amount of time depending on the food. And the other option is pressure canning, which I know electric pressure cookers are very popular right now for making foods cook quickly, or if you've got frozen meat that you need to cook down, you're able to do that. For canning, it is a different process. We don't necessarily use electric pressure cookers for that purpose. We use a more standard pressure cooker. It's fairly large in size, and we do the pressure canning for meats and vegetables primarily. And then the water bath canning that we're able to do for classes is going to be things like fruits, salsas, and then we're going to do pickles for one of our classes as well.
Ooh, so do you already have to have these foods like in your possession to be able to do this? Or if you were to come to your class, if and when they get back up and going, do you provide that, or how does that work?
So our goal is for June and July, fingers crossed, that we'll be back doing in-person classes, and we'll able to do that hands-on work. So we'll bring everything we need for those participants to participate in the class. And so we'll bring in the jars and the canning equipment and all the food that go with it. Fortunately for May, since we are stuck inside for a little while longer, we are going to switch our jams and jellies class to a webinar series. And hopefully we've got some farmers that are doing few picks still. We'll see. And so strawberries and a lot of other berries are coming into season into May and June. So this would be still a good time to do some local food and preserve that, whether they want to do jellies or jams or even marmalades.
Yeah, okay, because you mentioned that would be a webinar, and those are free for people to participate in.
Right, and that's the great thing is these are free, so whether, like you said earlier, whether this was something that your grandparents or your family did growing up and you want to maybe look into doing that again or starting up on your own, we've got our free webinar classes in May. We've got one in mid-morning, and then we've got one that'll actually be after dinner hours. So if you've got a family that can kind of wind down at the end of the day, you can come in after dinner and listen to that and kind of get some basics of how to get started, what the canning process is like, how to do it safely. Because there have been a lot of changes since a lot of our grandparents would have canned, and we want to make sure that everyone has those updated regulations and safety rules.
So there is a science behind canning, right?
Food science is one of those fun topics I really enjoy talking about, and canning is part of that. So any of our food preservation methods, so whether canning, freezing, dehydration, all have some food science elements to them that make them successful. And when we deviate from that process, we can have canned foods that don't seal correctly, or foods that start to mold in the jars, or at a very, very worst case scenario, getting something like botulism in that jar.
Ooh, we ain't got time for botulism, Caitlin. Well, and it is such a great opportunity to learn how to do this and do it properly, especially in the times that we're living in where you can't get to the grocery store as often as you would like, and maybe you'd like to have your own food that you can take pride in growing and canning yourself. And there's a look at the details on their upcoming webinars, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be able to host their tomatoes and pickles canning workshops as well. Caitlin, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
All right, there's a look at the Illinois Extension's website, and we'll have all that information at CILiving.tv.
Coming up, if you love shopping local, the Chamber has a new idea that will have you falling in love all over again. We've got details on the new I Love Local campaign coming up.
Open the door to your new home. Fellowship Center in Mattoon. Carefree apartment living with convenience and security for those 62 years young and above. Fellowship Center Mattoon. Friendship Manor, Lincoln. Oddfellow Heritage Apartments, Buffalo.
You have your own style. Let it shine through with custom window fashions from the Blind Man Hunter Douglas Gallery. From cool shades to designer drapes, turn your vision into reality. Small project or large, you deserve the best in light-transforming window fashions from Hunter Douglas and more. Schedule a date with one of our awesome designers today and let you shine through. Get started at cublindman.com.
The Blind Man. The Blind Man.
Struggling to get a great night's sleep? Shop local at Mattoon Mattress for quality bedding that costs less. Visit our showroom to see our large selection and pick out the right mattress for you. Make the comfortable choice today. Visit Mattoon Mattress.
The perfect gift comes from Out of the Blue. Looking for something unique for a special gift or a treat for yourself? You are sure to find it at Out of the Blue in Monticello. Polish pottery is both beautiful and functional. Each piece is hand-painted and safe for use in the oven, dishwasher, and microwave. Perfect for baking and serving. Each pattern is unique and beautiful. From bakeware to home decor, we have it all. Visit us at 223 East Livingston Street in Monticello or online at outofthebluepottery.com.
It's almost pool season, and pool passes to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center are on sale now. Get a special discount if you purchase your pass before May 1st. Go to urbanaparks.org for info on passes and memberships to both indoor and outdoor pools.
I'm Jason Waller, founder of Power Home Solar, America's fastest growing solar energy company. I'm making it affordable to go solar and save thousands. Today, we'll install American-made solar panels along with a Generac backup battery system for zero money down and get an additional $1,800 off. Together, Power Home Solar and Generac are making it possible for you to own your power. Call 1-800-POWER-90 today. Power Home Solar. Let the sun shine in.
Your Honor.
I think he means you.
Right, because I'm a judge. I need to make a difference, but I can't tell if this is the battle or if this is the war. We are actually on the same team, going for the same goal, justice.
All Rise.
A new All Rise, tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
A judge.
You're being charged with obstruction of justice. Could cost you 25 years in prison.
A new Bull, tonight at 10/9 Central on CBS.
Dozens of locally owned businesses are facing their toughest challenge to date. COVID-19 has closed many businesses, and some have simply had to go to offering online or carry-out orders. So if there's ever been a time to live and love local, it's right now. Happening in your community, we have the Champaign County Chamber of Commerce, Lindsay Quick, with us. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Holding up okay?
Yeah, very good. Kind of adjusting to working from home, but you know, we're also working and doing what we can for the local business community.
And your job, it feels like, maybe has never been more important, serving businesses in our community who right now are struggling in some really significant ways. Talk about some of the ones you've sort of come across here recently and how you're trying to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're all working from home, like I said, every chamber staff member, and My job is events, so it's hard to not do events. So we've been trying to do some different things, virtual networking and things like that. Obviously, some of the businesses that are being hit the hardest right now are restaurants and hospitality and, retail and things like that, where it requires people to actually physically be there. But really across the board, we've seen and heard things from all of our businesses that it's been difficult on everyone. So just doing what we can to reach out and make sure they know we're there and sharing information and doing just everything that we can right now.
It feels like state and federal governments have been offering some help to local businesses in the form of grants and forgivable loans and things like that. Are you guys a part of that process in helping companies in the chamber apply for those, or sort of what's your role in that situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the biggest thing that we can do is share the information and keep people as up to date on things that change as possible. We have someone on our staff that specifically deals with public policy. Her name is Madeline, and she's been doing a great job getting that information as soon as it comes out and then sharing it with our members. And if they have questions on, how do I apply for this one? Should I apply for this grant? Is this loan better for me? Whatever the questions may be, we've just been trying to help facilitate and get information to them. And if we don't know the answer, we reach out to whoever does, or the SBA or whatever entity might know better.
For those of us who might feel like our hands are tied in terms of being able to help these local businesses, what are some suggestions you have for people on things they can do right now in the midst of the quarantine and sheltering in place that do dramatically impact the lives of these businesses that are struggling?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not even just, you have to go out and spend money every single day at restaurants or retail businesses or whoever. It can just be little things like sharing or liking their information that they're putting out on Facebook, leaving a review on Google or on Facebook to let them know that you like their business and you want them to stick around and that you're going to support them no matter what. Obviously, spending your money locally if you can right now. I know a lot of people are, laid off or whatever, so it can be difficult. But if you can spend your money, order delivery. There's a lot of no contact options. There's curbside pickup. There's so many different things. I'm so proud of our restaurants in this area for kind of pivoting and doing some different things and adapting to this kind of pandemic and still figuring out ways to serve customers and connect with people. So it's little things and it's big things, and there's a lot of different stuff that we can do collectively that will make a big difference.
Talk to me about I Love Local Week. It's the 11th through the 18th of this month and running statewide. What's the purpose?
So the purpose is to show how much we love local. We, across the board, this is an initiative kind of formed by chambers of commerce from across the state, from, some of the northern suburbs all the way down to Carbondale and kind of everywhere in between like we are. So it's just really an initiative to encourage local spending for a week. I mean, obviously now and after that week is over, that's great too. But really for a week, we're going to try to push spending local and just encouraging people to, get out. And if there's a restaurant in your community that you love and you don't want to see fail because of this, get some takeout, get dinner from them or whatever. So like I said, it's just a big statewide initiative from, I think there's like 50 or so chambers all involved, and we're all just trying to get the same kind of messaging out to everyone and really encourage some local support during this time.
Well, thanks for doing everything you're doing. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hopefully we'll have you in studio next time to talk about the influx of all the money that's rushing into local businesses when this is over.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will connect you with all those details, but I Love Local Week and how you can help businesses in your area. There's a look at the Chamber of Commerce page there on your screen, and we'll just send you there and everywhere else you need to go through our website at ciliving.tv.
Tonight on WCIA 3 News at 5.
I think it's important for people to know this tragic act was not random. It was a targeted act, and most likely between two groups of teens.
Also tonight,
with any downtown fire and villages that have been here a while, you always think, what's going to be extension? How big is it going to be?
The latest at 5 on WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Having roof problems? Call Freeman Exteriors today.
We were looking for a lawn care service. I saw Spring Green drive by, so I decided to give them a call for a free estimate. I thought my husband would think they were a little bit too pricey, but come to find out, they were very affordable.
The average homeowner invests $55 per visit with Spring Green.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. To help keep you on the road, your Chevy certified service experts are here and ready to help. If you require parts, maintenance, or repairs, Chevy and its dealers remain committed to your vehicle needs. You can even schedule your appointment online. It's just our way of doing our part.
Town and Country Apartments are designed to provide the ultimate in style, convenience, and comfort. But hey, don't just take it from some voice. Take it from our residents.
I can exercise on my schedule at the 24-hour gym.
We love the ample space, and so does Danny.
The management's always available. I couldn't ask for better customer service.
I love living here.
We love it.
I love it here.
Town and Country Apartments. Our residents love living here, in case you couldn't tell.
Have you noticed that banking is this big corporate thing? To these mega banks, they're just an account number. And no one seems to even notice you're so wrapped up in other things? Well, snap out of it! There's a movement to take back control, to take back financial freedom, to take back banking. Kasasa is checking that rewards you for doing everyday things that you're already doing anyway. So join the movement. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Kasasa checking is proudly offered at Prospect Bank.
Having roof problems? Call Freeman Exteriors today.
Central Illinois is the CI in CI Living.
New place to call home, and we may not be able to go outside much, but you can still tour places. Today's CI Home sponsor is the Legends Apartments, and we have Katie Barton joining us now. Hey, Katie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So let's talk a little bit first, before we get into all the touring options, but let's talk about Legends Apartments and what makes you guys so special and luxurious.
Sure, yeah, we are a newer built community here in Southwest Champaign off of Staley Road between Curtis and Windsor. Really what stands out the most about Legends, we're right on the golf course of the Legends, and then our clubhouse and amenities. The clubhouse is open 24/7 aside from right now due to everything going on, but we hope to reopen very soon. But the clubhouse is sprawling and offers tons, as you can see there, just the fitness center, yoga center, the golf simulator, and other games as well for that.
And the golf simulator is nice to have during those, colder months. However, I believe they get a membership to the golf course there if you have an apartment with you guys.
That's right. Yep, that comes with our lease for every leaseholder. So we've got that, reservable rooms with kitchenette, so you can host gatherings once we're back to that stuff, fire pits, heated pool. We're very pet friendly, so a pet run and obstacle course.
Yeah, you've got a very cute little dog park there on your property. Let's talk a little bit about those options for people who may be looking for a new place to call home. How can they still come and check out the apartments and see if it's a right fit for them?
So yeah, it's our responsibility to still provide you all with options to find a home. We all still need a place regardless of what's going on. And so we have virtual tours and videos and such, but here at the Legends, we also have Tour 24. So a very state-of-the-art new option to where you can come tour at your pace without one of us there with you, see our 2-bedroom model called the Riviera, and just again go at your pace and peek at everything you need and grab a brochure while you're here. Just that kind of first option. If you prefer to go anytime, it's 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and so again, hours where we wouldn't normally be here. you can come and still get your first look, and then we'll follow up with any questions, and then the opportunity to see the clubhouse during office hours.
So the option to actually go on a tour there is only at the Champaign location because you have multiple locations, right?
Yes, we've got Gentry Square Apartments on Mattis and Windsor West off of Windsor Road, and then the Legends. As of right now, the Legends is the only one with the Tour 24. But again, maybe with changes happening, we could very well roll this out to our other two properties.
Nice. And then you do have, you're offering Zoom, I guess, consultations with potential renters so that then you can still do kind of a face-to-face via phone.
Exactly. Yeah, you can still visit our website to set up tours, call, email. That's all still the same. And then again, instead of touring right alongside us, we would do it via Zoom or Google Hangouts. Again, kind of we're flexible to meet your needs.
All right, let's talk about promotions. Why do people need to come check you out?
Yes, so if you contact us and then apply by the end of April, we will waive your administration fee. So that's between $200 and $400 normally, but that will be waived just by applying by the end of April, not necessarily moving in by the end of April. So you sign a lease starting this summer, fall, and as long as you've applied by April, we'll waive your admin fee.
Well, there you go. And having been out there to those apartments, they are beautiful and a great place anyone could call home. And that area is just going to be booming here, so it's going to be the spot to be.
Yep, that's right.
All right. If anybody needs any more information about the Legends Apartments here in Champaign and you need information on taking a tour, self-guided or virtually, we'll connect you at CILiving.tv. Katie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, Erin Valley introduces us to a Central Illinois couple that created a unique food pantry for its neighbors. Hear what they said was the idea behind their project.
Are you disgusted by molds and algae growing on your home? XL Eco Clean soft wash process gently cleans and sanitizes your roof, siding, gutters, fencing, decks, and more. XL Eco Clean, we're Central Illinois' house wash experts.
Hi, I'm Cord Schroeder, owner of Bash Pepper Roofing. Our specialty is maximizing your roofing investment. Whether it's a leak that needs repair to get a few more years out of your current roof, or it's time for a new one, we'll customize a roofing plan for all your needs. Bash Pepper Roofing, large or small, we cover them all.
Can bankruptcy help me save my house from a foreclosure?
Yes, bankruptcy can stop a foreclosure and let you pay off an arrearage or back taxes over 5 years. When you have a bankruptcy question, get the answers and the help you need. Go to bcyhelp.com or call Ostling & Associates, the state's largest bankruptcy-only law firm. For a free consultation, see us at any of our office locations. bcyhelp.com and Ostling & Associates, serving Illinois for 40 years.
Are molds and algae taking over your home? Our soft washing process gently cleans and sanitizes all exterior surfaces from the roof down. If your home or commercial building needs to be cleaned and sanitized, call us, XL Eco Clean.
From the technological advances in the business of farming to the policy that helps shape the industry. Watch This Week in Agribusiness, Saturday mornings at 5 on WCIA3. Sponsored by Roofs by Roger.
Life's most precious moments, made on the prairie. Best Western Plus, Green Mill Village Hotel and Suites and Convention Center.
Arbor Rose Adult Daycare and Memory Care Home provides person-centered care with a passion to glorify God in all we do. Come take a free tour today. Arbor Rose Adult Daycare and Memory Care Home, a small home with a big heart.
With all the cancellations, quarantines, and fears, WCIA3 is the...
This is a CBS News Special Report. I'm Nora O'Donnell in Washington. President Trump's coronavirus task force is holding its daily briefing. All of the members are there, including Dr. Anthony Fauci. Let's listen in now to the president.
Tornadoes and other severe weather in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. My administration will do everything possible to help those communities get back on their feet. We're speaking with the governors and representatives. FEMA's already on its way, and they got there as soon as we heard the word. I said, get out there. So FEMA's there, and you know the great job that FEMA does. It's really something very special. So we just want to say warmest condolences, and we're with you all the way. It's a tough deal. That was a bad level 5. That was a bad group. That's as high as it gets. It was a bad grouping of tornadoes, something that's something incredible. The power, the horrible, destructive power. America is continuing to make critical progress in our war against the virus. Over the weekend, the number of daily new infections remained flat. Nationwide, flat. Hospitalizations are slowing in hotspots like New York, New Jersey, Michigan, and Louisiana. This is clear evidence that our aggressive strategy to combat the virus is working and that Americans are following the guidelines. It's been incredible what they've done. You looked at the charts, and the charts are, and the models from early on predictions where 100 and 120,000 people looked like if they did well, they were going to unfortunately perish. And we're going to be hopefully way, way below that number. So that will be a sign of people doing things right, but it's still just a horrible thing all over the world. 184 countries. This is all a tribute to our wonderful healthcare advisors and experts who have been with us right from the beginning. We appreciate it so much. In fact, Dr. Fauci's here. Maybe I could ask Tony to say a few words before we go any further. Thank you very much. Tony, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple of things, and then I just want to make a comment about something that happened yesterday. You're going to hear from Dr. Burke soon about the numbers that we've been talking about, how things are starting to balance off. And I think the more as we go by each day, I think we're going to see, and again, I never like to get ahead of myself or of Dr. Burke's, but it looks like even though we've had a really bad week last week, remember when I was speaking to you before, I was saying this was really a bad week. There's still going to be a lot of deaths, but we're starting to see in some areas now that kind of flattening, particularly in a place that was a hot spot like New York. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I had a really very, very productive conversation with the Congressional Black Caucus this morning for about an hour, and they really wanted to know what exactly are we going to be doing in the immediate as well as the long range about the health disparities and the discrepancies both in infection and in poor outcome in the minorities in general, but specifically African American. And I mean, I made it very clear to them that what we have to do is focus on getting the resources where the vulnerable are to be able to get testing done, to be able to get the appropriate identification where proper and where appropriate to isolate and contact trace if we can, but also to help mitigate in a community that is suffering and suffering much more disproportionately. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. The other point I wanted to make is that I had an interview yesterday that I was asked a hypothetical question. And hypothetical questions sometimes can get you into some difficulty because it's what would have or could have. The nature of the hypothetical question was if, in fact, we had mitigated earlier, could lives have been saved? And the answer to my question was, as I always do, and I'm doing right now, perfectly honestly, say, yes. I mean, obviously, if mitigation helps, I've been up here many times telling you that mitigation works. So if mitigation works, and you instigate it and you initiate it earlier, you will probably have saved more lives. If you initiated it later, you probably would have lost more lives. You initiated at a certain time. That was taken as a way that maybe somehow something was at fault here. So let me tell you from my experience, and I can only speak from my own experience, is that we had been talking before any meetings that we had about the pros and the cons, the effectiveness or not of strong mitigations. So discussions were going on mostly among the medical people about what that would mean. The first and only time that Dr. Birx and I went in and formally made a recommendation to the president to actually have a, quote, shutdown in the sense of not really shutdown, but to really have strong mitigation. We discussed it. Obviously, there would be concern by some that, in fact, that might have some negative consequences. Nonetheless, the president listened to the recommendation and went to the mitigation. The next second time that I went with Dr. Birx into the president and said, 15 days are not enough. We need to go 30 days. Obviously, there were people who had a problem with that because of the potential secondary effects. Nonetheless, at that time, the president went with the health recommendations, and we extended it another 30 days. So I can only tell you what I know and what my recommendations were. But clearly, as happens all the time, there were interpretations of that response to a hypothetical question that I just thought it would be very nice for me to clarify because I didn't have the chance to clarify. Thank you.
The date on that. Excuse me? The date.
You know, to be honest with you, I don't even remember what the date was. But I can just tell you the first and only time that I went in and said we should do mitigation strongly, the response was, yes, we'll do it.
And what did you do? Is that the travel restrictions?
No, the travel restriction is separate. That was whether or not we wanted to go into a mitigation stage of 15 days of mitigation. The travel was another recommendation. When we went in and said we probably should be doing that, and the answer was yes. And then another time was we should do it with Europe, and the answer was yes. And the next time we should do it with the UK, and the answer was yes.
In this interview, you said there was pushback.
Yeah.
Where did that pushback come from?
No, it wasn't. And that was the wrong choice of words. You know what it was? When people discuss, not necessarily in front of the president, when people discuss, they say, well, you know, this is going to have maybe a harmful effect on this or on that. So it was a poor choice of words. There wasn't anybody saying, no, you shouldn't do that.
Are you doing this voluntarily, or did
No,
the president
I'm doing it. Everything I do is voluntarily. Please, don't even imply that.
So, Mr. President, the question. By the way, the travel ban, that was earlier. The travel ban was done earlier. And if you look at statistics, I happen to write a couple of them down. If you look at statistics, so on January 6th, that's long before the dates you're talking about, there were, CDC issued a travel notice for Wuhan, China, a notice, before there was even a confirmed case of the virus in the United States. That's on January 6th. This is all documented because we have so much fake news. I like to document things. January 6th, long before the dates we're talking about, CDC issued travel notice to Wuhan, for Wuhan. On January 11th, we have 0 cases in the United States. 0. We don't have any cases. So there are no cases reported that we know of. This is January 11th. The CDC issued a level 1 travel notice for health, while there were still no confirmed cases. So we had 0 cases. People want me to act. I'm supposed to close down the economy, the greatest economy in the history of the world, and we don't have 1 case confirmed in the United States. That's January 11th. On January 17th, the CDC began implementing public health entry screenings at 3 major U.S. airports that received the greatest volume of passengers from Wuhan at my instructions. There was not a single case of the coronavirus in the United States. So on January 17th, there wasn't a case, and the fake news is saying, oh, he didn't act fast enough. Well, you remember what happened. Because when I did act, I was criticized by Nancy Pelosi, by Sleepy Joe Biden. I was criticized by everybody. In fact, I was called xenophobic. I was asking Biden to please define that for me. I was called other things by Democrats and some others, not too many others, actually. So that, by the media, definitely. Now, on January 21st, is long before the time we're talking, because when Tony's talking, I believe he's talking about the end of February. On January 21st, okay, still early, there was 1 case of the virus. At that time, we called it the Wuhan virus, right? Wuhan. There was 1 case in the whole.
This has been a WCIA 3 News special report. Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Conditions up, and even though we've got some sunshine out there, for some of us, it's obviously been a very cold day today. With temperatures currently in the middle 40s right now, 45 degrees in Champaign, 45 also in Mattoon, 48 in Paris, 43 in Bloomington, and 45 in Springfield, which is where we have our Fling America weather camera up on our roofing dog. Again, it's moving around out there because we're still dealing with some very strong wind gusts that are around 30 to potentially 35 miles per hour across the majority of the area. It's going to be, unfortunately, another cold night tonight. We have another freeze warning issued for a majority of the area, so we'll talk about that, as well as the cold temperatures for the week. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
The coronavirus claims more than 500,000 jobs in Illinois in 5 weeks. How Governor Pritzker explains the delay in processing unemployment benefits.
Cases of COVID-19 are quickly spreading in more senior living facilities. So what kinds of restrictions are being put in place at ones in central Illinois? And a teenager was shot and killed in broad daylight. What city leaders are doing to try and put an end to youth violence.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
And our state unemployment filing systems, which were built a decade ago for a much lower number of claims, simply haven't kept pace.
More than 500,000 workers in Illinois tried to file claims for unemployment benefits in a span of just 5 weeks. That's history-making. Many workers are still trying to apply. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. House Republicans criticized the Pritzker administration for the delay at the Department of Employment Security. Today, the governor said the state is hiring outside consultants to get the benefit system up to speed. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield tonight. Mark, the system we have in place now is a decade old.
And Jennifer, that's one reason why frustrations are boiling over at the Department of Employment Security. They've never seen a bigger workload, and right now about a quarter of their staff is working from home. Many of them are still braving these conditions and working at state facilities, trying to work through the phone lines and work online to process these claims. But they're not doing it in person over the counter, so that's adding to part of the frustration here. On top of that, there's a new type of unemployment benefit available to self-contractors, people who fill out 1099 tax forms or members of the so-called gig economy. So while the state has to process this record number of claims, they also have to come up with this entirely new way for a new type of worker to apply. The governor said that more than 500,000 claims came in the last 5 weeks alone. They've processed just more than half of them. About 270,000 people have seen benefits show up in their bank accounts. But House Republican leader Jim Durkin today said while he supported the governor's move to halt non-essential businesses, he was less than thrilled with the state's planning operation.
We should have anticipated that a number of these people, that many Illinoisans would be out of a job. The state of Illinois has failed those Illinoisans who have been left out, that were cut out as non-essential, but they have not been able to survive and also rely upon the state of Illinois through the Department of Employment Security.
Now, people that file those unemployment claims will still be entitled to their full benefits, even if they're in the gig economy during those weeks when they're not getting paid. Illinois has also activated that extra $600 for that Congress provided to workers who were laid off during this coronavirus outbreak. That money should also be accompanying your unemployment benefits if that's you. We're getting dozens, maybe hundreds of phone calls and complaints online about this similar thing happening all across the state. But the governor said, look, they're hiring a consultant now to try to get that website up and running. He said by May 11, those gig workers, 1 month from now, will have that up and running. That's a deadline 4 weeks from today, but 7 weeks since he signed that executive order. Jennifer?
It's going to be a long month. All right, Mark, thank you so much. Now, out of the Department of Public Health, new COVID-19 cases are up more than 1,000. That includes another 74 deaths. The total number of cases in the state is now at more than 22,000 with 794 deaths. Now, most of the cases over in Macon County are related to a senior facility in Decatur. The health department confirms 31 of the 42 cases are tied to Fair Havens. So what's being done to protect other residents, that is, against the spread? WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin explains.
Ever since COVID-19 surfaced, experts have warned that our aging population is at higher risk of facing serious problems if they come down with the virus. Now, family members with loved ones in senior care facilities are becoming increasingly concerned as we see more cases in these buildings popping up in the state and around the nation. The CDC and Illinois Public Health have guidelines for facilities after they have confirmation of a positive test. It includes ending all group activities, performing temperature checks for residents and staff, and limiting visitation to essential personnel. Decatur City Manager wants people living there to be aware of what's going on with Fairhavens so they can slow down the spread.
So people need to know that if you had any contact with the staff or with other people that may have come and gone from Fairhaven, to take the appropriate action, to be careful and be cognizant of your symptoms.
Macon County Public Health says they normally don't identify a long-term care facility when there's an outbreak of a disease, but they're letting people know about this one to keep the line of communication open within the community. Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The CDC reports 8 out of 10 deaths in the United States are people over the age of 65. In Illinois, 661 of the state's 794 lives lost happen in people over the age of 60. Officials in 3 different counties are looking for people who all disappeared within a week of each other. The McLean County Sheriff's Office is looking for 31-year-old Tyler Graff from Downs. He was last seen Saturday morning. Authorities had teams looking for him all weekend. They want anyone who might know where he is to contact the number you see there on your screen. They've continued to patrol the area today. In Champaign, police are looking for a 23-year-old man who disappeared last week. They say Jeremy Wallace was visiting his family. He's from Chicago. He left their home late Thursday night and was seen at a business near Kenwood in Springfield in Champaign. He left there and hasn't been seen since. If you know anything, call police or Crime Stoppers. And in Shelby County, police say it's been more than a week since 29-year-old Kimberly Mattingly disappeared. She was last seen April 5th, getting into a blue car with a man. Authorities say her phone later pinged in Effingham, but there's been no other evidence of where she might be. If you've seen her, call the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. It has been a violent past few days in central Illinois, and that includes a teenager who was killed in Urbana Saturday night and several shots fired calls. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting talked to city leaders about how they're responding.
It was still light outside when a 15-year-old was shot and killed while riding his bike. That's why city leaders are taking action. Tirius Pettis was killed on South Philo Road near Michigan Avenue. He was the victim of what Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin says continues to be an issue in our community. That is, youth gun violence. Marlin says this is a group of teenagers who have a past of gun violence between them. She says this is a reminder to the community that this is still a growing problem.
Even though our everyday routines have just been swept away in the past month, all the underlying issues and challenges that we were dealing with a month ago are still there, and in many cases made a lot worse because of the lack of structure, the lack of school.
Marlin says a lot of teen gun crimes are crimes of opportunity. She doesn't know if that's the case with Pettis' death, but she urges all gun owners to be responsible about where they keep their weapons, because many times they're stolen from unlocked vehicles. Right now, police have not released any suspect or arrest information for this crime. Reporting in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
And Marlin says police are adding more patrols in the area where the teenager was killed. That doesn't mean they'll always be visible, but they are there. Police are investigating after a teenager was shot after midnight Sunday in Springfield. It happened on West North Grand Avenue near North Columbia Avenue. They say a 19-year-old drove himself to the hospital after he was shot in the back. Police say the car he drove was also shot. He's expected to be okay. The Vermilion County Sheriff's Office is investigating possible human remains found in Indianola. They were found in a field Friday. Today, the coroner says they haven't been ordered to give an autopsy related to the case yet. But yesterday, the Sheriff's Office said a test needs to be done to make sure they're human. Firefighters spent hours putting out one fire while the work wasn't done when it was extinguished. Plus this. It can be Hard to see the light in everything that's happening right now. Coming up in a little bit, we have your daily dose of feel good in the bright spot.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Menards.
For over 45 years, Coach House Garages has been building more than just garages and sheds. We believe in designing and building you a space that fits your life, budget, and dreams. Coach House Garages, the trusted name in custom garages for over 45 years.
No, this ain't no sandwich. Because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Today on the morning show, we told you where crews were battling a fire. And tomorrow, a doctor from Christie Clinic will tell us how to properly use a mask.
And it's still going to be windy, but it's looking like it is going to be chilly again, too. We'll talk about if that will impact your forecast for later into the week, starting up at 5.
GI Living is celebrating birthdays, whether you're 1 or 100. If your birthday, family member, or friends is coming up, submit your picture 1 week in advance at WCIA.com. Click on contests. Include name, birth date, and hometown. Birthday Smiles, sponsored by All Smiles Family Dentistry.
Everyone at Honda wants you to be safe. And right now, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. So if your Honda needs parts or service, we're right here ready to help. Working to follow all government guidelines in order to get you what you need and help you stay safe with a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it.
For over 70 years, Ray's Heating and Air has been serving the area with professional, timely work. From HVAC installation, sheet metal, and air filtration systems, they can do it all. And with summer coming, this is a good time to tune up your AC units.
Call us today at Ray's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike here with Mattex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Purchase your new Train system this spring and get 0% APR financing or up to $1,000 in instant rebates. Visit MattexService.com for details. Get the fix with Mattex.
With any downtown fire and villages that have been here a while, you always think, what's going to be extension? How big is it going to be?
Those questions race through firefighters' minds as they rush to an overnight fire. It started around midnight in Rantoul. WCIA3's Karina Rubio has more.
The fire happened near North Girard Street and East Grove Avenue. That's right in the downtown area of Rantoul. The fire chief says the building used to be a Mexican restaurant. When firefighters got to the scene, flames were coming out of the door. They got that under control but had more work cut out for them.
We had the first fire knocked down and we're mopping up some hot spots on the roof, and then and found out that there was a second fire in the building to the north and pushing out heavy smoke, so we had to go ahead and take care of that one also.
The building where that fire spread to is an apartment building. Once they put the flames out, the fire marshal went to both buildings to investigate. Reporting in Rantoul, I'm Karina Rubio, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Now, it took the teamwork of Rantoul, Gifford, and Thomasboro fire departments to put out those flames. The Rantoul mayor says no one was hurt, but the buildings are a total loss. New at 5, Champaign police have arrested a 17-year-old in connection to a Saturday morning shooting. They responded to a call of shots fired on Edgebrook Drive. A 20-year-old later arrived at the hospital with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. He was treated and released. After further investigation, police were able to identify the shooting suspect. Today, he was arrested after a short chase in Champaign. His name has not been released. All right, Jack. My goodness, that wind was whipping today.
And it was not a warm wind either. No. It was cold. And so, unfortunately, we're calling for more cold weather here for not only tonight, but also for a majority of the week, too. We average at a high of 63. That is not the case today, as we've been in the 50s very early after midnight tonight, but a lot of the days have been spent in the 40s. We're talking about a cold week ahead with snow mixing in and a warmer weekend coming up next.
WCIA3 News is sponsored by Edelman Electric Plumbing and HVAC.
We had such a great experience working with Tom and Debbie at Budget Blinds that, I referred them to a lot of friends. They made things fun. It was easy. We had it done in a matter of 2 short days.
Budget Blinds, a style and service for every budget.
Woodlawn Country Club in Farmer City is your destination for family entertainment. We offer golf leagues, summer day camps, and other activities. Plus, new golf members get 25% off with an extra 5% if you mention this ad. Call or stop in to see what we have to offer.
Get ready for an evening of songs that heal the soul. The Stellar Awards Music of Hope Special with inspirational performances from Mary Mary, Yolanda Adams, Donnie McClurkin, and Marvin Sapp, Patti LaBelle, Hezekiah Walker, Jonathan McReynolds, Pamela Mann, and more. Hosted by Kirk Franklin. 100% guaranteed to lift your spirits. The Stellar Awards Music of Hope Special.
May 10th on WCIA 3.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
For over 80 years, Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. And now is no different. We're offering payment options for current owners. Our service departments are here to help. And now we're offering more help. No payments for 3 months, plus we'll cover your payments for up to 2 additional months. Or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 13 models. This is help when you need it.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jack Gervin.
Well, our high temperatures today, we're pretty chilly. In fact, if you look at it, it's kind of deceiving. It says this afternoon. Some of these were actually early this morning, and then the temperatures are able to fall ever since then. So it's going to be a cold night tonight, unfortunately, for us, since we've already been trending down with our temperatures. We have a freeze warning out again, so a majority of the area is in a freeze warning from midnight tonight until 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. The reason why it doesn't extend farther to the north is because typically the growing season has not started up in the northern part of the state, and so it already has a bit more in the heart of our viewing area. That's the technical reason why it doesn't have the whole area in it. But it has been at least sunny today, especially later on today once the clouds were able to clear out. Unfortunately, though, more clouds are on their way overnight tonight, so we will see an increase in cloud cover. But the whole reason why we've been so cool today and so windy, the big storm system that brought us the rain showers and storms Saturday, we had obviously a very windy day today, but also a very large severe weather outbreak with the potential there for what's going to be likely potentially a few EF4 tornadoes, maybe even an EF5 tornado ranking in parts of Mississippi and Alabama from the storms that came through last night. It was bad down there. So we were able to see all that weather thanks to that one system coming through. And now we are much cooler as it's passed us by. 45 degrees currently in Champaign, 45 also in Mattoon, and 46 in Danville. Our wind gusts have been very noticeable today, up to around 40, 45 miles per hour. They're coming down a little bit more. We've got them up to around 35 miles per hour max in the area. So we'll continue to see the winds slow down overnight tonight, with lows dropping to around 32 again. Since we're close to that freezing point, that's why there's the freeze warning out for the area, and our clouds will be on the increase. The frost scrape alert, if you are an essential employee who does have to go to work in the mornings, a quick brush of your windshield may be necessary because of the chilly temperatures, but then by the time we get to the afternoon hours, we'll get to around 45 for the high, with mostly cloudy skies and winds out of the west up to around 15 to 25 miles per hour. So here's Wednesday. Unfortunately, we might be talking about on Wednesday morning some light snow showers that are coming through, which will then change over to some rain showers by the time we get warmer by Wednesday afternoon. And then there's likely going to be another chance of that going into our Thursday night and Friday morning with another system coming through there, which will provide us with a chance for a rain-snow mix. So it is a cool week for us here, but as you see with the 7-day, you've got warmer temperatures that arrive by the weekend. Unfortunately, though, we are calling for a wintry mix there on Wednesday and Friday. Both those days look to have the chance of snow in the morning, followed by some rain showers by the afternoon, but nothing we want to talk about at this point in April.
No, I would like to ignore Friday altogether.
Well, let's just try to do that.
All right, thanks. And we're going to do that. We're going to head over to the bright spot right now. It's the part of our newscast where we share the good things you are seeing happening around you. We have some wise words from 10-year-old Layla in Muhammad, and the world came together as people stayed apart. The Rossville Fire Department is showing support with this faith sign outside of their station. Hard to miss that. And lastly, there's this.
Oh, be careful.
That was Mom saying, oh, be careful. But why? They're having so much fun. This is twins Lexi and Silas had fun over the weekend on the trampoline. That's the kind of joy we need right now, and those squeals. We want to see your pictures and videos. Email us or send them on Facebook. We will have a post at the top of our page every day for you to share what you're seeing. People are stocking up at grocery stores, but farmers say they're still hurting. How schools closing play a big role in that. And still to come, a lot of things are going virtual these days, and that includes police training. We're going to show you what that looks like.
WCIA3 News is sponsored by Steinmeier Roofing. WCIA3 News is available online, anywhere, anytime. Stay up to date with the latest news, sports, and weather. Just visit WCIA.com. WCIA3, your local news leader.
This is why everyone wants to come on your show.
We're going keto with Tebow. And Tim is playing taste tester.
I think it looks absolutely delicious.
Next, Rachel.
Tomorrow at 3 on WCIA3.
Get ready for television's inspirational night of social connecting. The Stellar Awards Music of Hope Special with Mary Mary, Yolanda Adams, Donnie McClurkin, Jonathan McReynolds, Travis Green, and more. Hosted by Kirk Franklin.
Having roof problems? Call Freeman Exteriors today.
Hi, I'm Jeff Corwin. Founded in 1877, American Humane is dedicated to the idea that all animals are entitled to humane treatment. Today, endangered species are experiencing a better quality of life because of the ethical, science-based standards established by American Humane. Teach your kids the importance of wildlife conservation by visiting humane-certified zoos and aquariums. To learn more, visit AmericanHumane.org.
Having roof problems? Call Freeman Exteriors today.
Some of the most essential workers are getting trained in a new way. The U of I's Police Training Institute has to train new officers, but without being able to meet in a classroom. It's been a challenge. The director says they can teach recruits the basics online, but there is no substitute for some of the hands-on lessons.
There is so much in-person, hands-on training that is absolutely necessary. We know you can learn some things in a classroom, but it's not until you can put those things in practice in scenario-based training that things actually click.
And obviously all of that video we were showing you was shot months ago, maybe years. This is what it looks like now. It includes firearms training, CPR, arrest tactics, and more. Normally, the academy lasts 14 weeks, but this year, the instructors may need to extend that. We're going to have a look at today's top stories coming up, but first this.
The coronavirus crisis has cut billions of dollars from the produce industry, but the Trump administration could soon provide some relief. I'm Jessie Tenor in Washington, and all of that story coming up.
CI Living is celebrating birthdays, whether you're 1 or 100. If your birthday, family member, or friends is coming up, submit your picture 1 week in advance at WCIA.com. Click on Contest. Include name, birth date, and hometown. Birthday Smiles, sponsored by All Smiles Family Dentistry.
WCIA3 News is brought to you by Menards.
This is why everyone wants to come on your show.
We're going keto with Tebow. You've been eating this way since 2012, and Tim is playing taste tester. Do you think this looks keto delicious?
I think it looks absolutely delicious.
Then, food for thought from the farmer's market. Ladies, this will make you look younger. Go home, make yourself some drummers. Plus, a big 50th birthday surprise. How big? Jerome, the bus, bet is big. Next, Rachel.
Tomorrow at 3 on WCIA3.
At Papa Murphy's, we know family time is more important than ever. And our family wants to do all we can to help your family. So we're making it easier to get pizza made from scratch that you bake at home by offering online ordering everywhere and delivery and curbside pickup where we can. So you can keep family time as normal as possible. Papa Murphy's, we're in this together.
In these uncertain times, look after yourself, your family, your friends. But know when it comes to your finances, we are here for you.
What can I do for you today?
Take a look at the portfolio
and make adjustments.
I'm free to chat if you have any more questions.
Our JP Morgan advisors are working from home to help guide you through this. For more than 200 years, we've helped our clients navigate historic challenges. And we will get through this one together.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. To help keep you on the road, your Chevy certified service experts are here and ready to help. If you require parts, maintenance, or repairs, Chevy and its dealers remain committed to your vehicle needs. You can even schedule your appointment online. It's just our way of doing our part.
Tonight on WCIA3, News at 6.
Being a nurse at this time is challenging sometimes, but we are able to really band together and look for creative solutions.
Farmers say with restaurants and schools closed, the demand for fresh produce is plummeting. And even in grocery stores, shoppers are steering away from fruits and vegetables that won't keep. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports on how they're looking for immediate relief.
There's nothing you can equate this to, not in the suddenness of it.
When the coronavirus crisis forced restaurants and schools to close, America's fruit and vegetable growers lost nearly half of their business overnight.
To target a sector of the industry so broad-based like it did the food service side is unprecedented.
Robert Gunther with the United Fresh Produce Association says the closures have already resulted in a $5 billion loss.
With a product like ours, you've got to move it. Once it's harvested, it needs to be in the store within a week.
The disrupted supply chains are something industry experts like Cheryl Jewell with George Mason University say could create a domino effect as demand shifts from the food industry to grocery stores.
I think there's probably plenty. But the bigger concern, of course, is the financial stability of those smaller producers and even some of the large ones, of course, as well.
That's why the produce industry sent a plan to the U.S. Department of Agriculture asking for $5 billion to stabilize the market. More than 100 members of Congress have endorsed the short-term fix, and President Trump says help for the entire agriculture industry is on the way.
Secretary Perdue will be using all of the tools at his disposal to develop a program, and very quickly, of at least $16 billion to provide relief.
Gunther is hoping for an announcement this week as his industry inches closer to its expiration date. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
And we'll be right back.
WCIA3 News is sponsored by Evergreen Place Assisted Living Champaign.
Thousands of memories will be placed on that end table. So choose one that will hold those memories longer. When you buy right, it stays right. Year after year, into the next generation. Wright's Furniture and Flooring, making you right at home.
Right now, staying connected is more important than ever. And fast, reliable, secure internet from Xfinity can help. We have plans to fit every budget, with speeds up to a gig, all at Xfinity.com. We'll ship you a self-install kit that makes setup quick, safe, and easy. No tech visit required. And our simple digital tools will help you manage your account online. At Xfinity, we're committed to keeping you connected. Find great offers and value today at Xfinity.com.
2020 is turning out to be a challenging year for all of us. I'm Matt Moore, President and CEO of the Shelter Insurance Companies. Shelter's agents and employees are focused on helping our customers through this crisis. For those dealing with devastating storms and accidents, we can handle claims using technology and social distancing. For new customers, we can provide many coverage options via email and phone calls. We are here to help you with your insurance needs during this crisis and in the years to come. Thank you, and please stay safe.
At Robinson Chiropractic, our mission is to glorify God by serving our communities through chiropractic wellness care to achieve maximum capacity for natural healing. 192 people die every day from the opioid epidemic, and chiropractic has natural answers to pain and your health concerns to choose natural first. We have a team of 8 doctors, 3 locations in Danville, Westville, Hoopeston. Visit us at robchiro.com.
Coming up tonight at 6, healthcare workers are on the front lines of fighting the coronavirus. Tonight, hear what it's like caring for those patients right here in central Illinois.
And temperatures will be cold tonight. Unfortunately, they're going to be dropping down to around 32, so there's another freeze warning for the area. Then as we go into our Tuesday, we're partly to mostly cloudy, temperatures in the middle 40s, and we're going to stay in the 40s until Friday here. So temperatures for much of this week will be closing in on 20 degrees colder than normal. And because of the cold temperatures, there will be chances for some snow showers to mix in with some of the rain that we have in our forecast Wednesday and Friday. The good news is once you get to the weekend, it does warm up, and it warms up nicely with just a few little spotty showers on Sunday.
Oh, and then we need this to be done.
I hope so.
All right, thanks, Jack. We'll see you again at 6. Thanks for being here. The CBS Evening News is next.